Welcome to episode 76 of the Frenemies Sports Podcast. We are back. For those who may not know, because you can't see outside, it is very dark outside. We are getting close to midnight here. You're gonna be wondering, why would you start so late? Don't you have other things to do? We do. We are
Bring it
living
over.
busy
Bring it
lives.
over here. Bring it over here.
There's just
I'll go.
sometimes
No, Jacob, I'll go. Jacob, that's
need all
enough.
four of us,
Jacob,
start,
that's enough.
and we didn't have all four of us. That's quite unfortunate. Some of us run time, and we're not always the most punctual group. 20, 30 minutes is fine. About 2 hours late, but we're here, we're ready to go. I'm assuming we're not gonna let Hunter explain himself, or we're gonna give him the floor for a little bit.
Well, he's lagging, so he's gonna be 10 seconds behind and cut in.
I will say, I was out golfing.
What would you shoot?
I was extremely consistent with my golf. I shot both on the front and the back the same. I also had to finish an MBE. Those of you that know. I also had to talk to Hope briefly. And then as I'm walking in the gym, I get the, hey, I'm almost done with work on a Friday at midnight. So that's when I was like, rats, there's a problem.
Well,
I knew there was a problem,
the
but
text
the arm
we got
pump
was around. The
was
text
slightly
we
more
got was
important.
around 10 o'clock, nowhere near midnight.
Well, I know it's not midnight right now.
You hopped on at midnight.
It's not midnight. Yeah, but close, yes.
I also would like to say there were multiple
MB
texts that indicated that it would be a couple hours past 7:38-ish. So
Indications
that would
were
indicate the 9 to 10 window, which then also gave you 45 minutes after. So you had that, 3.5 hour period to lift. And that's the thing is, I'm not even mad because I get it. You had a lot of things going on. Some of the doubling down on why we were
that's frustrating.
not there was a little bit enticing.
There's a lot of misinterpretations. There's a lot of misinterpretations that I think are going on here. And they happen. They really do. You don't want it to happen, but they just happen. And it does suck. I do feel bad about the misinterpretation going on within this group chat, and there is some slight tension right now, so I'm excited for this episode.
No. You are the Martin Luther of this podcast.
You want to get into that one?
I feel like you'd be his biggest fan.
Okay. The only thing worse than Jack going on a tangent about anything else besides sports,
politics, or religion,
is Hunter being late. So let's
those would be the categories, Carter.
let's segue here into our first topic, which is college basketball. And let's just get right into our bracket. So obviously the national championship game was played this last week. All four of us are Ohio State fans. Two of us attend the university. One is on his way to be attending the university soon, so it'll be three of us, and the other obviously grew up in Ohio. So all Ohio State fans, a drastic finish to the tournament for us. That was the worst case scenario for me and Jackson. We both had UConn winning, and not only did our bracket get busted in the final game, and lose a couple different groups because of that, but that treacherous team up north won. However, we have to give a shout out to Bentley, because Bentley won our bracket and picked UConn as the champion. He is the only person that I've seen that entered a bracket outside of my former roommate who had the entire Elite Eight correct. I have no idea. I guess, Jake, you had it too, Tennessee in your Elite Eight. But I have no idea how someone picked Tennessee and Iowa in the same bracket and actually had the balls to stick it out. So, shout out to you, Bentley. Your reward, we're going to get you a jersey. Rules cannot be of any person that plays for the following team. So, no team up north, no Yankees, no Cowboys, no Steelers. Am I missing
Ravens?
No Ravens.
No Ravens.
Am I missing any team
You say
outside
no
of that?
Cubs. I wouldn't like a Cubs jersey.
No Cubs. And
No. Can we do no Venezuela for the World Baseball Classic and no Canada for the Olympics?
Okay. So there's your parameters. Work inside that. DM us when you see this clip I mean, I'm sure you will. You've DM'd us maybe 500 times in the past week and a half. So, congratulations to you, though. That is genuinely impressive. Winning the bracket and not picking the champion correct, it means you clearly deserved it. You and Jackson were the only. Jackson beat me by like a pick, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check the actual standings on that. Yes, he did. You and Jack were the only people with UConn brackets that were better than mine in any other group I was in. Actually, that's not true because my sister is a treacherous traitor and picked the Wolverines to go to the finals against UConn. So, Sylvie, if
Can
you're
I jump
listening,
in and say something here? Can I
go
jump in
for
and
it.
say
Go for
something?
it.
I hate that team up north so badly. And obviously, it's no surprise to anybody that there's a lot of rivalries, right? Not just in college sports, but also the globe. I'd root for anybody, in any scenario or any conflict before I would root for that team.
Well said. And Sylvie, you know, if you're listening to this, how our family feels about that team, the fact that you still chose to do that. I'm just going to say it's kind of pathetic, kind of shameful
It
to be
is. It is
a part
pathetic,
of.
Sylvie.
In terms of the actual game, UConn fought hard. That team is so good. Unfortunately, I hate to say it. I don't know how you guys felt watching it. After the Arizona game, I was nervous having UConn in my bracket, and just as an Ohio State fan, um, it'll be interesting to see if all the college portal stuff across all sports gets passed and approved, where the transfer portal is severely cut down. I think that'll change a lot of things. But in terms of building a team through the transfer portal, no one has done it better than Dusty May. So college
Well,
basketball is going to be very interesting over the next couple of years, especially.
so here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to critique you just a little bit, Carter. I don't like how much time we gave to that team. I think a great way we should have done this is talked about everything except that we shouldn't even acknowledge the national championship, um, because obviously that's a school, a state, an institution. You even want to call it an institution that deserves no praise, no recognition. It should not be talked about. Let's talk about the great moments of the tournament. Um, we got to see the Boozer brothers lose, and that meant the end of the State Farm commercials, which is great. Let's talk about the Mullins shot. If UConn wins the national championship, I think that's a top 3 play in tournament history, even without winning the NCAA tournament. I still think that's one of the greatest plays in tournament history. If anyone wants to chime in, Hunter, I know that was an awesome moment for you.
I hate Braylon Mullins. He is not only do I hate him, he's not even a good basketball player. And that makes me hate him even more because he just pisses me off on the floor. Every single time he's on the floor, he just makes me extremely angry for some reason. I did have Duke winning that game. I do think I got hosed. That's my piece.
Yeah, no, I think me and Jack were talking about this before. I think it's still a top 5 moment all time, but if UConn would have won, they would have cracked the top 3. But right now, it's probably sitting like 4 or 5. I would also just want to shout out Dan Hurley really quick because I want to say this was probably his least talented team compared to his other 2 like Final Four runs,
Yeah, I would
like
agree
by
with
far
that.
in my opinion. And even though they're the seed, it just they didn't seem dominant like whatsoever. It seemed like every game it was like it had to be a battle to get there. And if he would have found a way to beat Michigan and got a 3rd title, I think the conversation of him going not just like current, but like history of coaches, he would have started to really get in that, wooden type of conversation. But I'm really excited to see what Hurley does next year.
Quick question for you guys. Do you think that we'll see the brilliance about Hurley, and the reason why I tend to pick UConn a lot in the brackets is he, in my opinion, is the perfect blend of the old guard and the new guard. He coaches with this intensity and sometimes obnoxious, arrogant, egotistical manner that is really in your face, but it holds players accountable and makes them play at their best, in my opinion. But at the same time, he constructs these teams normally around uber talented guys that
Yeah.
can play at a high level. And so that's the difference where we see these teams like, at least over the past couple of years, Rick Pitino's St. John's teams and Tom Izzo's Michigan State teams, where you have that toughness, but you don't necessarily, especially shooting. I mean, Michigan State and St. John's feels like they shoot themselves out of the tournament every year. And
Just
then you
they couldn't find the water if they fell out of a boat. I mean,
right.
just horrible.
And then you have other teams where it's like Purdue's or Bama's, where you have this uber talented roster that just seems to get thugged, essentially, just outmanned in the physicality aspect and lose earlier than they should too. Do you think we'll see some of these coaches eventually start to adjust, if that's the right word to say, on how they're recruiting or even their coaching style and the type of offense they're running? Because obviously the college game will always be more structured than the NBA, just having conference tourneys and knowing coaches, and there's more consistency in that realm. But do you think teams in general will start to tweak their offenses? Will we see an evolution, especially with all the moving parts in the NIL, of college basketball offenses? And that's an open floor to anyone.
Jake, you got that one.
I don't.
Thank you, Jackson. I don't, because I think each offense just depends on the coach. But in terms of like recruiting wise, I like Hurley's has found the balance, and underneath like him being a hard ass is those players want to be coached that way, and he like has a deep care for those players. Like at the end of everything, it's like him hugging those because they go to war for each other. But the deep underlink is him wanting the best for those players, which is fantastic. But I think Hurley, what makes him, I think a lot of the focus is like what he does, like actions wise, and the crazy faces he makes, and just the pure insanity that he is as a person, the head nuzzle. But I think what's underrated, and me and Jack also talk about this, he's just also a genius in terms of offense and defensive sets.
Yeah. Yeah.
What he runs on offense is absolutely like beautiful. And Jack brought up a good point. We were watching the game, and it's like they're running a new set in the national championship. And it just feels like it's a new set, it's a new thing to get an open three every single time, which is just amazing. So I think that has to be focused on more,
Yeah.
and I think just no one does it early. So it just goes beyond everything because he's just so smart all over the map that I think it's hard to do that. So I don't know if it's gonna lead to an evolution of recruiting because I think it depends on NIL and what the portal goes to. I just think Hurley's that good, and I don't think you can mimic being that good.
Yeah. No, Jake, I
I
completely
agree with a
agree.
lot of those points.
I completely agree. I don't think there will be an evolution. It just like you said, Hurley's one of a kind. Like, not many people can actually do what Hurley's doing. Just when it comes to coaching talent and when it comes to the X's and O's and like his intensity, like not many people can get away with that intensity, and yet the players still absolutely go to war. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be something going on within those practices that like the players know Hurley is an absolute genius and they fight for him. So I don't know. I just and to sum it up, like there's no way anyone can even remotely come close to what he does. Oh, my answer is no.
Are you shooting on an iPod?
Yeah.
Really?
Moving on from Hunter's poor quality filming that is somehow
Why is it
still
that
happening
bad?
on episode 76.
What are
This
you
is what-
on? What are you filming on?
My regular phone. That's what I've been using.
It's too late now. Keep it moving.
This is what I've
Is
been
there
using.
any way that you think you can predict college basketball next year, or is it just too complicated to even try to attempt? I mean, obviously there's always going to be the powerhouses and they're going to reload, but there seems to be much more parity just because I think it's a one and done situation in the tournament among the elites of college basketball. Who are you looking at as the favorite to come in next year, even if you can even pick a favorite, or maybe a couple teams, I guess?
Well, I think the obvious answer is UConn because in the last 4 years, Hurley has either won the national championship or lost to the team that won it. And so with Hurley, you know you're gonna get the consistency, you know you're gonna get a team that can and will compete for a national championship. And then outside of that, I mean, North Carolina, they fired Hubert Davis. Duke's had back-to-back catastrophic collapses in the NCAA tournament. And and this is gonna get us off topic a little bit, but my hot take is I think Jon Scheyer's on the hot seat. I think you cannot possibly lose 2 NCAA tournament games in a row like that, not at Duke. I mean, at Duke, every single thing you do is scrutinized, and so I think Scheyer's in a lot of trouble. And then I'm not sold on Lloyd in Arizona. Underwood has never been able to do it with Illinois, so we'll see. I don't know. I think college basketball is nearly impossible to predict. And I think next year's bracket is no, if you predicted it now, you'd get laughed at in 11 months when it comes out.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to mention the team up north, but they all their guys are coming back too,
They are gonna be really good.
and
Yeah,
and they got the dude from Tennessee,
Tennessee,
whatever
yeah.
the center, I forget his name, but
Yeah.
they're gonna be tremendous. What what is kinda sad though, is I think we could probably predict out of there's 12 total 1 through 3 seeds, we could probably guess 10 out of the 12 next year pretty comfortably, and that saddens me with NIL and just the amount of money people spend.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think that's the way it's going. I think the talent pool, but I mean, with the NIL though, there's always those sturts out there who I think he was at Drake before Iowa, who just lead a team like that. Like, no, I don't know many people who had Iowa against that Florida team. I mean, that's just a matchup nightmare for them, and somehow they still, thugged it out and won. Any final thoughts on college basketball?
Could we just really quick, do we like Mike Malone to North Carolina?
I love that move.
I do.
'Cause
I
I
think
just
it's a
thought
great.
it was so
It was completely out of left field. Caught me by absolute surprise. I didn't even it wasn't even a registered name that I was looking at, because when they fired Davis, I was like, who's in the coaching pool right now? Who can they even go get? Is there like a shoe-in Dusty May out there that's like he's ready for the big time job? And I didn't even think of Mike Malone. And then they go out and get him. I think it's a best move that they can make in that scenario with the coaching talent available. But I also think it could work out because, I mean, it wasn't like Mike Malone was a bum coaching in the NBA either. So I like it.
I'm on the opposite side here. I think it was I don't like it at all. One, I think they could have got better. Billy Donovan, I think, is the best. I thought they would have won right after him. And I don't know why Jack's now he's shaking his head. He built a dynasty with Florida before NIL and then was a very, very good NBA coach. But he proved that he can do he saw at NBA, but he's a phenomenal college coach. So I think Billy Donovan was by far. Michael, I don't know if he's gonna translate to college basketball. And the whole Nuggets thing, it ended weird. He got fired like 4 games left in the season. He just like I don't know. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but I guess we'll see.
I don't get the Billy Donovan love at all. I think Billy Donovan is terrible. He used to be a great coach
What's
15,
wrong with
20 years ago, but he's been terrible at Chicago. I mean, he hasn't had a successful basketball team in nearly half a decade. So I don't understand the Billy Donovan hype. And I mean, even
oh,
though he
he's
won 2
great.
national championships at Florida, that's pre-NIL. We have no idea if he can coach now in the NIL level. And I haven't seen him coach a successful team. I don't even remember the last time Billy Donovan was relevant. I don't get the Billy Donovan hype at all.
I disagree with that. He's had with the Chicago, he's had no players. And the one
But
time he
no,
did have
but
players,
there's been no improvement.
they were really good 4 years ago, and then,
That
Lonzo
was
went
on a whole
to the
that's
league
an
after.
Olympics ago.
I know, he hasn't had any players in on the Bulls,
I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't see it. And then even with Mike Malone, they won a championship with him. They haven't without him.
but Mike
And
Malone
that
also
that
hasn't done the NIL level either, and he has also
I
never been
know.
in college at all.
But he's been successful his last go around in the NBA, whereas Billy Donovan hasn't been successful in a presidential term or an
Or fucking
Olympics
college
ago.
basketball. College is so much different than the NBA.
But even still, we haven't seen Billy Donovan succeed in college in forever. We have no idea if
Mike
he's still a
never
good
had
college
success
basketball coach.
the issue. Mike has never
That's
to be a college coach.
that's fine. There's been plenty of coaches that have never, been in that level before, and they go and they were great. I mean, look at I don't wanna use this example because
I'm an NBA coach and then went to college.
I was gonna give you an NFL coach that went to college, but he did have one of the largest cheating scandals in the history of sports. So I'd prefer not to name him and name the school he was a part of. But there are instances of coaches going from the professionals to the collegiate level and succeeding. And I'm
But
excited for Mike
or
Malone at UNC. I think it'll work. It can't be
NBA,
worse than
you give me
it can't
one
be.
NBA to college.
Yeah, Rick Pitino. He's with the Boston Celtics, and then
Started NBA to
Well,
college.
now you're changing all your criteria. I mean, off the top of my head,
You
no,
pick
but
college, NBA, and college. He
Patino
failed in the NBA.
Patino came, he was in the NBA, he left the NBA, he won some national championships in the collegiate level. Like, I'm sorry I don't meet your criteria perfectly, but I don't think
Close.
that's the worst
Wrong.
example. I don't think that's a bad example. I think you're being a little critical.
Started in college, failed in the NBA, then went back
You're
to
being
college.
a little critical, but that's fine.
Jacob, would you say that's more like Billy Donovan? Would you say that's more like Billy
That's what I'm saying.
Donovan?
I just think the difference between NBA coaching and college coaching is drastic, and that's why so many try to cross, and it just doesn't pan out. You're usually good at the one and bad at the other, and I think majority of history supports that than the other side.
What about Fred Hoiberg?
Are you looking on your phone, Jackson?
Well, I'm sorry, I can't look up these questions, and
No,
also
I'm
I
saying,
got
you
that
seem like
I
it's
got
just
that
traditional
but
thing.
I got that before I even looked it up. But yeah, Fred Hoiberg was abysmal in the NBA, and then he goes to college, and he's been fun at
Can I
Nebraska.
not just say you're either good at one or you're bad at the other? That just proved my point.
Well, Billy Donovan hasn't been good at either in 20 years.
He won 2 championships at Florida and then left.
20 years ago.
Yeah, but then he left. It's not like he was in college for 30 years, only won 2.
And what did he do in the NBA?
OKC was pretty good. Went to a finals.
I mean, it helps when you have
Not
3 MVPs on your roster. If anything, I could say he's a failure. He had 3 MVPs on his roster and couldn't get it done.
Did he develop those players?
I don't know, did he?
I would say he did.
I
Help point.
That's it. So they're just talented. Like, I don't think JV Bickerstaff developed Kate Cunningham.
He also didn't. Okay, he didn't draft Cade. Sorry, Carter, go on.
No, those are those are all good points. Does anyone have anything else they want to say in aspects of college basketball?
Eric Musselman, Golden State Warriors, 02 and 04. Not good in the NBA. Pretty solid in the collegiate level.
He was the head coach.
Cleveland
Golden State Warriors.
Was never the head coach.
2002, 2004. Head coach, Golden State Warriors.
Eric Musselman was the head coach?
Yeah, I didn't even know that.
No way. He was from he's from Brecksville, Ohio, I'm pretty sure. He was born in Ashland.
Oh, he was that.
Wow, I never knew
he's
that.
5'7" though, so he can't be successful, right, Jack?
But regardless of the point, I still think you're good at the one or you're bad at the other. But for Musselman, he's great in college, bad in the NBA. Malone is good in the NBA. I think he'll be bad in college.
Well, the luckiest part about this is we'll find out, and he's going to have the resources to do it. I mean, North Carolina is a top 3 job in the country, without a shadow of a doubt. I don't think it's really arguable. Moving on to a different sport that is currently happening right now. Big day tomorrow, moving day. Masters. Rory is cooking. I had a chance to compete in a work golf pool. I talked myself out of Rory, thinking he would enjoy the week with no pressure on him. And for the first time, he's playing the Masters with no pressure. And my goodness, does it look like it. He is a commanding lead right now. So I think the question is, does anyone catch him? No? Jake Connor?
No, the Masters is over.
On a Friday.
Well, I hope Jackson. But
I think the
I'm just waiting.
Masters. He's 6 is his lead, 6 strokes.
Okay, 2 days.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say someone does. Just because I feel like the Masters to me in golf is like March Madness. Like sometimes it's just so unpredictable, and it's one of the hardest courses on the planet. And Rory's kind of known for choking under pressure a little bit. Let's be honest. Like obviously last year he got over the hump, absolutely. But Rory before
Especially
that,
at Augusta.
Rory
Especially
before
at
that
Augusta.
had a massive, massive, massive weight on his back. And I'm not saying it's gone. Everyone's saying the Masters is over. He's damn near saying the Masters is over after his poster or after his presser today. It really would not surprise me if someone just gets really hot. He goes 2 over, he goes 3 over on a day, and all of a sudden it's within 1. And I hope to God that happens because that would be an unbelievable finish, but I don't know.
Okay, here's what I want to do. I want to do a visualization exercise. I want all 3 of you to close your eyes. I'm going to read players' names behind Rory, how many shots behind Rory they're at, and you raise their hand if you can visualize them in a green jacket in 48 hours, okay?
There's only one
Close your
person.
eyes.
There's only one person in my head. Maybe 2.
Close your eyes. Oh my gosh.
I
When I say
wonder. I
close your
wonder.
eyes, that means shut your eyes.
I wonder if me and Hunter will pick the same person here. I'm interested to see. Are we raising
Okay.
hands or are we saying yes? Because I feel like we
No,
should
no,
say
just
yes
I
for the
no,
audio
no.
audience.
I just that's a good point. Raise your hand, and then I'll tell you who raised your hand, okay? First one, Sam Burns. He's 6 shots back of the lead. He's in second place. Okay, nobody raised their hand. The next one is Patrick Reed. And make up your mind. Okay, Carter says yes, Patrick Reed could win it. Shane Lowry. Okay, still nobody's raising their hands. Here's where I think someone will. Tommy Fleetwood. Still nobody. Okay. Last year's choke artist, Justin Rose. He's 7 shots back of the lead.
Great guy though. Gave me his glove when I was younger and a ball the next year following Hero.
It's amazing. Okay, Hunter has his hand up for Justin Rose. I can't even pronounce this name, but the one from China. No, I could say Hideki Matsuyama. That's also, I'm pretty sure he's Japanese.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who is it then?
Let's go at HT Lee.
Yeah, no, he's not good.
Can anyone envision HT with a green jacket?
How far back?
No green jacket for HT. Okay, what about Christopher? No one for Christopher.
Do you want me just to give you the name that I think's getting them?
I kind of like this.
I mean,
one.
Okay, keep him close. Next one. What about Jason Day? Does anyone see Jason Day in a green jacket? Nobody? Okay, I think this is the guy. Cam Young. Okay, so Cam Young is 8 shots behind Rory. So you think he makes up 9 shots in 2 days?
He is a capable player of getting hot. He's number 3 in the world right now. He's playing absolutely phenomenally. Rocky start.
9 shots behind Rory.
Where are my boys at?
What about Chris Gotterup?
I do like Chris, but no.
Anyone like Chris Gotterup? Next one after Chris Gotterup, we have Brooks Koepka.
Yes, absolutely. I honestly think if anyone can do it, it's Brooks. Brooks is a freaking monster when he's hunting majors.
So hold on, explain that to me, because he is maybe the worst putter on tour right now, and the greens at Augusta are maybe the hardest greens. They're by far the hardest greens of any major, but they're some of the hardest greens of any tournament.
Well, there's multiple reasons. One, he made the comeback to the PGA Tour. He is a competitor, and he was not playing well in majors at Live outside of the U.S. Open.
Don't name
he
it.
was
Doesn't matter.
for the first 2 days. For me, it's just a mindset thing with Brooks, though. Brooks shows up in big moments. He does. Point blank period, he wins big time tournaments. He actually is better in big time tournaments, and I have more confidence in him in big time tournaments than if he played at like the Firestone when it used to be in Akron. If anyone has the balls and just like it's arrogant at times, you can go back to him and DeChambeau and their arguments. And if you're a DeChambeau guy, you're probably not a Brooks guy, and vice versa. I actually like both of them, but if anyone has the just moxie to be like, I'm going to go shoot 8 under today at Augusta and do it, it's Brooks.
See,
And that's what's going to need to happen because I don't see Rory shooting +4. And so more than likely, I think Rory's going to win. But if someone's going to have to get really hot and have a late surge like Scotty did a couple of years ago.
That's very similar to mine, Carter. Almost every single word you said is almost spot on, except replace Brooks Koepka with Justin Rose. What I saw at the Ryder Cup from Justin Rose, I was legit mind boggled. That was some of the best golf I've ever seen in my entire life. And I could see a scenario where he's capable of getting extremely high and getting a green jacket. And I also, even more than that, like if Rose goes a 5 or 6 under one day and just goes off, I think it's a very likely possibility Rory shoots 3 or 4 over one of these days. I think he's due. He is due for a bad round, and it's coming soon. He is insanely hot right now. He is known to do this. I'm telling you, over the next 1 to 2 days, he is going to have a day that is going to scare people.
If he blows,
I don't know if it's going to be
lead,
enough,
though,
but he'll have a day.
This would be the biggest lead he's blown.
Not even close. Yeah, this would be catastrophic.
And so, do I think he's going to come out? Do I see Rory going out and shooting, 4, 5, 6 under the next 2 days in a row? No. Do I see an even round, maybe a 1 or 2 under? Yes. So the question is if someone's going to get hot. Here's the thing, though, and this is coming from a dude who, and I may get backlash for this, at his best, I think Rory's the best golfer on the planet. I think he's better than Scheffler, pound for pound, when they're both playing at their best. That's a disgusting take.
That. I would probably agree with that.
That's a disgusting take that people don't like. I think Scotty is way more consistent and has been more consistently dominant over the past couple of years. And when it comes to Justin Rose, just to touch on that, this has really nothing to do. I would love to see Justin Rose just hasn't won before. I would love to see him win. Obviously, I said I'm a huge fan of him. I'd also love to see Spieth make a surge here to get in like the top 5 or 7 and just show some sort of relevancy at a major tournament once. Just because as my interest started peaking in golf when I was younger and my grandparents were showing me, Jordan Spieth was the guy, and now he's
he hasn't won one since he was 23 years old. It's been 11 years since he's won a major, 9 years or something. Yeah.
You talking about Spieth? Yeah.
He hasn't won one since he was 22 or 23 because he won one really young.
I know.
And then just was
he
trash.
Won 3. He won 3.
Yeah.
Fast, and then just hasn't won anything since. And obviously Rose only has that one US Open. So I would love to see Rose get the green jacket. Bottom line is if someone doesn't get super hot, Rory, even in bad rounds, doesn't shoot 6 over. He just shoots 1 over when he needs to go 1 under to win. That's Rory's version of choking. So someone's going to have to, tomorrow's moving day for a reason, and someone's going to have to move because Rory's not going to collapse, especially with the mojo and confidence he has right now.
So Rory's up 6 shots right now. Does anybody know what the largest blown lead is in Masters history?
8.
I was going to go 7 or 8.
I actually, it might be 8. It's, was it? No, that wasn't the largest one. I'm thinking of, it was in Tiger's documentary because I'm pretty sure Tiger did it, but I don't think it was him.
No,
Is it 8?
It's funny enough. It's the same as Rory has now. It's a 6-shot lead by Greg Norman in 1996.
Yes, and he lost it to
Nick Faldo.
Yes.
Now, what's interesting is
because Norman.
Third.
Sorry, go ahead. I was
the third biggest choke job in Masters history is
Was
actually Rory
Rory
in
with
2011, where he blew a
4?
4-shot lead. So if anyone catches Rory, it would be the biggest choke in Masters history since 1996, and would be tied for the biggest choke ever in the history of the tournament.
Have you guys watched Greg Norman's 30 for 30? Where they cover that day where he chokes it and he talks about it?
No, is it good? I might watch that tonight.
Dude.
Dude.
When you talk about like
how do you have
like
energy to do this after a podcast?
like there are certain
It is
like
12:30 in the morning.
like I'm sure there are certain people out there, and any person who's like competitive as an athlete, like you have one game in your mind that you can think back on. You're like, I don't know how we lost that. Like no matter what it was, even if it's like a 4th grade, like
Yeah.
you know,
Bad Boy Pistons 2022.
Yeah, we're there.
Mr. White, missed call.
whatever it is, watching Greg Norman talk about his game, because that's what it was, that round, and like to be that big of a moment and that big of a thing and that be your profession, I was like, man, bro, like I couldn't even fathom being in that moment. It makes you really like almost experience it with him. So if you haven't watched that, for all of you out there, I definitely recommend. If you haven't watched the Masters, my workplace brought in a projector and they have it streamed up on a wall during the tax season. So we've had some stimulus during work and been able to glance at it every once in a while and see who's moving and some of the big time shots. But watch it, because there's nothing like high intensity golf on a Sunday.
So true.
What about high intensity taxes?
I mean, yeah, but it's a little bit different than. I mean, that's
What's
not
your
that's
favorite?
not really fun.
What's your favorite tax form?
What? My
Receipt
favorite
box?
1040s.
tax form?
You like the receipt box?
That's not that. That's not a tax form.
No, but
What's
you
your
like it though.
favorite one? If you had to pick, if you had,
1099.
give us a quick power
1099.
rankings.
I mean, there's not really a power ranking. It's more of like what I dislike to do.
Can you just be fun for once in your life, please?
You talk
You
about
were to commit
taxes.
tax
That's fun to
fraud,
you. Taxes are fun.
Carter, if you were to commit tax fraud, how would you go about doing so?
Step by step.
Well, it has to be on a K1. Itemized deductions. Well, no, we're not talking about this right now. This is boring and no one cares about this. Taxes.
Whoa. Okay, let's all right, let's pivot now. How would you reform the tax system in America? So like if you were in charge
No.
and you could choose how taxes are paid, how would you change it? I have a very simple proposal.
Can we turn
If
this into
you wanna
Frenemies After
pivot
Dark?
Nope.
I mean, it is After Dark.
It is.
You know what? Speaking of After Dark,
No,
here's what we're gonna talk about
Let's
now.
talk about the war.
Yes. And if you don't, if you don't like it, we can switch. We can pivot. But I will say, we did get to witness an incredibly historical event. Well, now yesterday, thanks, Hunter. Artemis successfully splashed down in the ocean. The 4 crew members were safely recovered. It is I think the furthest manned space expedition in the history of the world, and it's prepping the United States for a moon launch in 2028. And I'll say this, and this is good. This relates to taxes. I can't think of a better use of our tax dollars than moon expeditions. I think moon expeditions just makes the country better as a whole, and I'm incredibly excited for 2028.
I would like to say I felt a sense of unity that day that I haven't felt in a long time on my social media platforms. Number 2. I don't know about you guys. I didn't even know we were doing a moon launch until literally that day. I'm assuming Jake and Jack, you two probably knew. I legit had no clue. So I popped up on my Twitter and I saw the rocket take off. I do a couple more scrolls. I'm like, what the hell? We're going to the moon. And the only thought I had, didn't follow it any further for the last 10 days. It's just the first day launch. I was like, wow, that's sick. And that's it. But it made me happy. Like I saw that and it honestly, it made me really happy.
And did you see the picture of the Earth rising from the moon?
That
Did you
was
see
sick.
that picture where we're just and it makes you think. It really does make you think when they take that picture and you look at the spherical globe from so far away. We really are just a dot in a limitless, endless universe. That's really all we are. That's
so
all we
true.
are. Like, I can't tell you.
Like, we're so small. We're
when
so
I saw-
finite right now. Like, what we're doing right now is just completely pointless.
And I'll tell you what, and I'm almost getting like, I'm not kidding. Like, I'm almost getting emotional now thinking back on that picture. Like, when I looked at the picture, I got a little emotional. I was like, man, I think about all the things we do as human beings, and you just zoom out just a little bit, and it's just a ball of dust floating through space. That's all it is.
Could I give a take and then we move on? No response.
From dust you were created, and to dust you will return. Go ahead, Jake.
This is not even to just rage bait Jack. This is just a true thought of mine. I think all this moon stuff is just dumb. It doesn't do it for me. Cardi.
All right, so and you should be beyond ashamed of yourself. Okay.
No, it's
Space
cool.
travel. No, it's not. You should be. So that's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my entire life. Space expedition.
It doesn't do
You
it.
have to remember the
It went
way
to the moon in
the
'69.
way society is set up today.
We have
is
lost control.
The way society is set up today is
Frenemies,
exploration
sports.
gets more and more challenging because 400
my.
years ago, no, 600 years ago, we didn't even
Jake,
know
look
that
what you've
the
done.
we didn't even know
you set
that
off Stephen A. on
the
his
land
political
of North
tangents.
America existed until Christopher Columbus bumped into it on his way to India. And
It's
then
like-
when the land
it's
is
like
then
if Skip
purchased and we
Bayless
have
started
the
his
United
political
States
podcast.
and we start going west in the United States, that's the original American frontiers, and that's our exploration. Well, now it's all been explored. It's all been discovered. The entire globe has been explored and
the
discovered.
Democrats,
So now
Stephen A.
our new
Jack
form of
O'Neill.
exploration is going
Parties for
out
2028.
into the outer space, out into
the moon.
But there's so much more.
There's
so much more. There's so much more. There's so much more. Okay. We haven't been to the moon since the 1970s. We need to put people back on the moon.
What's new about it? We just went back. Congratulations.
Well, we have more. No, we have so much more technology. We can get better information from the moon.
Also, what is the moon going to give us? What are we doing with the moon? Are we going to try to live at the moon? What's the point of going to the moon?
They do. They want to build a moon base up there.
Okay, then why are we sending people more often? We're there every 10 years. We're doing nothing.
We should go more often.
I agree, but we're not there, so what's the point?
You have to get there eventually. And then that's going to set up. That's going to set up.
We went to the moon, and then
once we figure out how we can live on the moon, then we can figure out Mars. And once we figure out that, we're going to be able to expand further and further into the galaxies.
But I just don't understand why, one, it took us so long to get back there, and two, like what's so revolutionary about what we just did?
Are you serious? It's the furthest anyone in the history of mankind has ever traveled from Earth ever.
Okay. So I didn't know that. So that's kind of cool. But we just went back to the moon, right? Just a different spot of the moon.
We didn't even land. This was like the prep. We just flew around it to see, where the nice
mission. We didn't get to the moon.
We went to the dark. We went to the dark side of the moon. We went to the far side of the moon. No one has ever done it before.
We didn't actually land on the moon. We didn't actually land on the moon.
You need to prep. We haven't been there in so long.
I don't know.
We need to make sure the flight pattern still works.
I don't understand.
So that when we send astronauts there in 2 years, they don't run out of gas while they're looking for a place to land, and so they don't die. Sorry, we're trying to keep our astronauts. I don't think you do.
Why?
I felt like you were asking with some tood.
I understand the space racing into the moon in the first place, beat the Soviets, saying we can get there. We have better science, and then we've taken a 60-year break of not going to the moon,
50.
and now suddenly they say let's go to the moon again.
We need to go.
Why? Why do we need to go?
Exploration.
Why?
Also,
why, Jackson? I'd
love to tell you. I'd love to tell you.
Well, you guys can after that podcast because this is ridiculous.
I'll say this. No, we're not. Moving. I'll say this. Like the cow jumped over the moon.
Frenemies.
I'll say this.
I won't respond. Give me 20 seconds.
I'll say this. This is far and away the most important and interesting conversation of this podcast. The reason you need exploration is exploration breeds innovation. Even if what we're building is designed specifically for moon travel.
God, I didn't know we had Socrates on the podcast. Oh, praise. I mean, what are you talking? What are either of you talking about right now? First of all, know what, Jack? Not even you.
I'm sorry. Is it
Jake,
too
Jake,
difficult?
shame on you, Jacob, because you know
Hold on.
exactly,
Again.
you know
Go to Mars.
exactly what you were doing
Go to
by
Jupiter.
enticing him.
Why go to the
If
moon
you have
again?
a bull,
We've
a
been there, done that.
raging pent-up bull that you try so hard to keep in his little cage, you don't kick it in the balls. Because then you do this, and now he's losing his mind, and has said nothing. He said nothing about the moon exploration. You have no answer. You have no further answer, right? He hasn't answered it, because he never will. He just likes giving out moon pies on Moon Day, and you can just let that happen. You can just allow him to have his passion and joy.
I understand
which
that. I
is
understand
75 years old
Carter,
watching the moon.
Carter,
That's all.
Carter, did I
So
not?
I have a
preface my statement by saying
I have to respond to this.
yes, but I have one last thing, and then Jack can go.
This is the best
Before
conversation I
said
think
this,
we've
because
had
I
on
knew
here.
that Jack would get angry by it. Again, number one, I said that Jack's not going to like it. Two, it's not a rage base. It's my normal thoughts. But I said this should be my last thing, and then we should move on. I did say that.
But you knew we were never moving on because he always has to have the last word. You know this.
Jackson,
You've been friends with him for over a decade.
It's his own free will.
I don't know if it's been a decade. And I'll say this before I tell you why it is important to go to the moon.
There's
First of
two
all,
parts
what
to this response.
Jackson,
Well,
Jackson,
hold on. Well,
Jackson,
first of all, what I
can you
said,
tell them why? Can you tell them why they're so flamboyantly wrong, please?
Well, there's a lot of
bigger.
stuff that's wrong with what Carter just said. The comparison to Socrates. Socrates was known for the Socratic method, where he would question. He would not really give answers. So that, in and of itself, Carter, made absolutely no sense. Also, then he said, bless. People did not worship Socrates. Instead, people hated Socrates because of his geniusness. So they killed him because they didn't like how smart he was, because he would always question people to find out what people really believed. So the way you phrased that made no sense. The second thing I'll say, Carter, and I'll let you respond to this before I tell you why it's important to go to the moon. Do you get angry specifically when you're not entirely sure what I'm saying, so you feel that you must have a large and loud overreaction to overcompensate for you not understanding what I'm talking about?
It's such a That's such a horrible question.
Well, I want to know. Why?
That's so bad. That was so bad. That was such a
That
patronizing.
wasn't for you. That was for Carter. I'm curious. Maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't understand why. I didn't understand because he completely messed up Socrates. So I'm confused why, when I bring up the moon, he starts screaming at me.
Such an ass.
And then also the fact that I give out moon pies to children on Moon Day. Why does that make me a bad guy?
So multiple different things. One, I'm not going to engage in the rage bait that you just had, but the reason I mentioned Socrates...
You're not going to engage because it was wrong. You couldn't possibly engage because what you said was factually incorrect.
Well, my goal wasn't to quote Socrates or even pretend like I know much about the guy, but I know he's a philosopher. And the way your sentence just started with, exploration leads to the divine searching of the inner spirit of
and see, this is a problem. This is a problem. This is a significant problem, and this is this is a significant problem because I say something, and then you say something completely different than what I said. This is why I say people finish my point. No, I'm not if you're going to say it incorrectly.
No, I'm not saying it incorrectly. You didn't even let me finish.
Yes, you are. Because my direct quote was exploration breeds innovation, and then you started to say a completely different quote that I never said. No, you don't get to continue. You can't continue, and you cannot finish if you misquote me. If you misquote me, I'm going to jump in and correct you. Go ahead.
So if you would have let me finish, I would have said
quote me correctly.
I would have finished with, it doesn't matter.
Quote me correctly.
It doesn't matter what you said. It's how you said it is the point.
What the hell does that mean?
And I'm not even, it's the fact that I'm not even arguing against you. I'm not even saying your points aren't valid.
It feels like you are.
I'm saying that you say it in such a philosophy, such a talking down to.
Carter, I got it. Carter, I have the word for you. Jackson, you have a way of saying things in such a douchey manner sometimes.
Thank you. That's all I'm trying to say. And so I'm not even trying to misquote you because I don't even know if I disagree with you because I'm not even engaged in the conversation because we are a sports podcast. We are in a sports podcast talking about the moon. What are it's 12:40, and I'm trying to move on to the NBA playoffs, which is a thing we all want to talk about. and you are talking about the moon. And so, and the thing is I'm defending you. I think it's beautiful that you love the moon. I think it's beautiful that you study
Defending
it.
me?
Yes, I did. I literally said to Jacob, I said, let him
Quoted me.
I have nothing. It's nothing to do with the quote. It's the way you
Exploration
said it. Is
leads
why
Why
I
did you lie
innovation.
about what did you? Why did? But you
Exploration
see, and here's
leads
my
to
problem
innovation.
because he's even saying that it's the way you say it. Well, of course, it's going to sound differently when you say different words.
Jackson, if I start talking about basketball right now and I say, thou must intellectually conceptualize the game in
I
order
said
to
nothing
appropriate the
similar to
angles.
that.
That is how you start talking. Yes, it is. All
That's
three
not
of us heard of
true.
it.
That's
Yes.
not true.
Yes, it
That's
is.
blatantly not true. Thou must cooperate and coordinate the angles of the spherical basketball into the nylon.
Say your exact quote again.
Exploration breeds innovation. You would hear that from a Ram commercial.
and then more things that just sound like some philosopher nonsense.
Like
and
what?
I've already tuned out of this conversation 10 minutes ago. It's
What-
not the
what
point.
other Phil-
And like I said, I'm
Carter,
defending
Carter,
you.
Carter.
I don't understand.
It could possibly be
I
the
don't
point.
understand how it's
I don't
possible for
either.
you always to, when someone's like discussing with you and arguing with you and someone else steps in the way to take the punch for them, you don't then take a shotgun and shoot your partner in the back. I'm defending you. I'm defending you.
Carter,
Yes, I am.
do you think it's the Carter?
No, time out.
Carter, do you think it's the Carter?
If you're
Granted,
gonna say, hold on. I got that off.
And now I've succumbed to the conversation.
Jack's got a 30.
No, I
I got a
muted you.
30
I had a
to
30.
O'Neal.
I had a 30.
I got a 30.
I muted you.
You need a full
Look,
Carter afterwards and
look,
give you a full. You have a 30 to
and I don't even need. I don't even need the 30. I really don't. But what was I going to say? I completely forgot what I was going to say.
say something. What's gonna be really funny is that we're gonna finish this whole tirade, and the Jack still has to tell us about why he thinks it's important to go to the moon because he still hasn't gotten the point across. We're not even finished with the moon discussion. Just let Jack finish. Okay, how about this?
Oh, I got it. Here's yeah, I have it, but I need to say it right now because I'm going to forget. If you think you're doing a good job defending my point, you are going to be the world's worst defense attorney of all time. You're going to be the bottom of the barrel of public defenders. Someone's going to commit like they're going to steal $2. They're going to steal like $2 Scotch tape from the Goodwill, and Carter's going to represent them, and they're going to go, "Oh no!" They're going to think they're getting life in prison.
So NBA basketball.
Well, and I'll say this about the NBA. It sucks. I mean, it sucks. It's so bad.
He didn't even break a sentence. He had that ready in the chamber, ready to go.
So do you want to know why the moon is important, or should I at this point, I didn't know this was going to be such an offensive topic for one of the members. Should I just save it?
Hold on, Carter, speak.
Jackson's ruined my audio because it's not on my mic anymore. The point I was trying to make is you gave me 2 words to start making my point, and then you told me how I was wrong. Of course I'm not going to be able to defend you because my freaking person I'm defending is screaming at the judge why I'm wrong. Yeah,
You're screaming at me. You're screaming at the defendant.
Because
I'm not guilty. It's innocent until proven guilty.
You
spent the last basic terminology of the court of law.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm not engaging it. We're moving on. NBA playoffs. I would like to play a game.
I'm so excited for the NBA playoffs.
Ketanji Brown Jackson of this.
Let's play the game.
Unbelievable. Gosh, now I have to talk about the NBA playoffs, which are always bad. They're never fun.
Pipe it. Oh, pipe it. We're not
the
being
NBA playoffs are
negative.
never
The play-in's
fun.
horrible.
You're phenomenal last year.
They suck. I hate the
Dude,
playoffs.
the NBA playoffs are awesome.
No, they're not. I would take the NHL playoffs over the NBA playoffs.
Can we mute Jackson in this discussion then if he's gonna poo poo?
Yeah, you
I'll give you 3 minutes. Go ahead. I won't say a word.
Can we talk
3
about
minutes? You just spent 15 talking about the freaking moon. I could talk for 25 minutes if I want to about the freaking playoffs. If you're going to take 5 years to tell Jake how the moon is important, we can actually talk about the things we're supposed to talk about in this podcast.
I'll tell you who's
Starting
important.
numero uno.
I'll tell you who's important.
Take it away, Hunter.
Can we talk about ducking for a second, please?
What did you say? What is going on? What is going on? What did he say?
You shirt and started whipping the back of his chair. I'm assuming he's going to make a point on why he did that in about 30 seconds.
Can we talk
Maybe
about the belt
less.
to
Yeah,
ass
yeah,
the
here we
king
go.
has been putting to? The absolute belt the king has been laying over the past couple of months. Can we bring it up and talk about it?
Goat James? Is Goat James back?
So we're going to get to that, Hunter. I think that is very important to discuss. First comes to first. What do you want?
Explain the game.
If you don't want me to talk right now, I will
No,
give you
you
3
got
more
it.
What's
time to talk
involved? What's
NBA.
involved in this discussion? Don't just poo-poo on the NBA playoffs, though.
This has nothing to do with the NBA playoffs. It's everything to do with the king. I must say the self-proclaimed king. I don't see him as a king. If anything, I see him as a narcissist. But anywho, here's my gripe with him. I recently saw he did Bob Does Sports, the golf challenge, and so I have 2 thoughts on it.
I'm gonna
A, my goodness, he is a horrible golfer. I mean, Hunter, he golfs just like you. I see no difference in your game. My second thing, if LeBron is serious about ever becoming the GOAT and getting another championship, I don't like that he's playing golf in the middle of the season. I'll leave it at that.
Interesting.
Never saw Kobe or Jordan do that.
Jordan literally played
Jordan
18.
lived on the golf course.
Are you
But that's just blatantly wrong. Jordan lived on the golf course.
And you know what? Jordan went 6-0.
Yeah, but no, what you just said was wrong.
Jordan went 6-0.
Well,
So
you
if
just-
he was playing
well,
golf, it
time out.
worked.
No,
So
no,
we'll
it's
see.
gonna bother me.
We'll see.
You just admit that was blatantly false.
Well, I don't even know if it's true or not. It was just pure speculation on my end.
My goodness.
Like, are we talking about during his playing day? This is what I'm talking about. During his playing days,
Yes.
he played golf while he was in the NBA.
Yes.
Yes, watch
Did you
the
watch
Dream
the
Team
documentary
document.
about The Last Dance? All he talked about was golf.
He literally
Oh.
talked about how he would go play before the finals games. There's multiple
Well,
stories of him playing like 36 holes. I did that math.
All right. Well, you know
right.
what? Hey, you know what? Let me tell you right now. I can change my opinion. Good for LeBron James trying to emulate the GOAT. Good on his end.
Your game, Carter.
So first comes first. We will do a more in-depth, playoff overview after the play-in next week and discuss what I think is shaping up to be a pretty interesting playoff run. Because I think there's a bunch of great matchups that we're going to see. There's the Thunder are a very good team, but I don't feel like it's last year where I don't see a matchup that they could struggle with. I think there's a couple of teams that could present some problems, but I also think there's a couple teams they could kill, and you could go through the entire Western Conference and say that. The East is a little bit more like, are your star players going to play, particularly with the Cavs and the Knicks? The Celtics look really good once again, but we'll get to it. The first I want to play is, I would like you to talk when you hear a player that is more deserving of the MVP than SGA.
This year?
Yep, this year.
What did he just say?
And I'm going to give you 4.
What did I just come back to? What did you just say? What did you just say? SGA was the most deserving player of the MVP.
Maybe if you
Is that
didn't
what he
film
said?
on a McDonald's box. Maybe if you didn't film on a McDonald's box and didn't check the notifications on your phone and swipe out of the recording, you could listen.
It said
to what I was
reconnecting.
saying.
I'm sorry. It said reconnecting. And secondly, that if you did say that, I don't want to put words in your mouth. If you did say that, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. All right, Jacob, you can go.
Stop. The game is.
We're playing a
is-
game,
yeah.
and I want you to speak when you hear someone that is more deserving than SGA to win the MVP.
I missed
Not
that part.
SGA is the most deserving. I don't even know how you could even get there to the structure.
I
of
was
that
out for
sentence,
the
but
last
it's
like
fine.
8 seconds. All right, I'm ready.
Define deserving.
Should get it.
Like, are you just trying to piss me off? Is that the goal?
No, I'm serious. What's the criteria you're looking for? Because I think obviously SGA is the MVP, no question, right?
So then you would say no one. You would just be quiet the entire time.
Well, what's your criteria? Because I feel like the whole league says it's SGA. So what's your am I missing something?
The best player in the NBA this year. Okay. We all have the rules. Do not talk. Do not, if you disagree, if you don't think he's better than SGA, don't say anything. Just be quiet until you hear a player that you think is more deserving. So we're going to start with Boston Celtics, Jaylen Brown. Didn't think so. First team All-NBA, by the way. I think it's pretty clear, but maybe that's just me. Number 2, we might get some words here. Wemby.
Yeah, not even close. Not even really close.
Okay, let's hear why.
Not even remotely close. Wemby's by far the best player on the planet. It's not close at all. He's the MVP.
The best player on the planet?
It's
Well,
not
that's
even close.
wrong. I disagree.
The best player on the planet?
Yes,
He hasn't won a playoff game.
I'm aware.
The best player on the planet?
Wembanyama is the best player on the planet right now. Yes,
Wow. You really think this?
I will sit and bounce on that. Wembanyama is by far I don't even think it's that close. Wembanyama is by far the best player on the planet right now, and he will be for the next 10 to 12 years if he stays healthy.
He's
Go into that a little bit.
So at what point did he become the best player in the world for you?
This year, at some point, maybe winter. I mean,
He
I don't think it's that close. Victor Wembanyama affects the game more than any other player I know in basketball. On the offensive and defensive end, that to me is MVP criteria. So we're going to talk about what's MVP criteria. That is my MVP criteria. And that's also potentially my GOAT criteria, but they kind of go hand in hand. Like, Wembanyama is the best player on the planet. Like, when you saw LeBron play, you're like, this dude's the best player on the planet, and he was for 10 to 12 years. Where it's like, Wembanyama right now, I watch Wemby play, and it's the feeling. It's the same similar feeling I get with Bron. And Jake, I know you like the feeling. Like, I watch Bron play, and I get that feeling. I watch Wemby play, I've never gotten that feeling for anyone else but Wemby. And he just affects the game. Like, when I watch Wemby, I legit watch him like this. Like, it's legit astonishing at some of the things he does on the offensive and defensive sides of the floor. He's no doubt my MVP.
So are you sure you're not just because you do like the awe factor? It's no secret. Are you sure it's not just because he's 7'6" doing some of the stuff he does? Because it is impressive.
I think that makes it more. That makes it more impressive.
Best player on the planet without winning a playoff game.
I don't think that's close.
And watching some of these other guys do what they're doing. Oh man! So what happens if he goes out there and they get swept? What if they get swept? Then what do you do?
See.
What do you say?
We'll see.
Is he still the best player on the planet?
I don't know. I mean, maybe I need to reconsider then. We'll see. At this point in time, I think he is. He's unreal.
Best player on the planet. Okay, so we know who your number one is, but going back to SGA. The 2 players I have remaining, if he was eligible to win the award, Luka.
Yeah.
I think I agree.
Because on defensive side of the ball, Luka's
that's
worse, but not like I wouldn't say it's like atrocious.
It's substantially worse. I would agree.
And Luka's, I think, much better than SGA's offensively.
I would potentially agree with that.
Luka as the offensive engine right now is like one of the top 4 or 5 most at that window he had is like top 5 in NBA history. I'm pretty sure I read a stat about. It's like him, LeBron, and Jokic, which is crazy that it's in the modern like time frame of all of this recently. And then LeBron was a couple years ago, obviously, but Luka and Jokic being close. And I wonder if we'll continue to see that with these seemingly we'll be nice and call them thicker European dudes coming over and having this like finesse skill set of being able to run pick and roll and high pinch post actions where they're the driving force, scoring the basketball, but also facilitating at every single position. I mean, yes, Jackson, you've been looking like there's like someone about to shoot one of us behind us. So what is your question here?
I am confused because you guys know me. I don't spend my time. I should say I don't waste my time watching the NBA. And so you guys actually believe Luka's an MVP. Not just can, you guys think he should win the MVP, maybe.
Jackson, do you know Luka's stat line?
He's averaging 40.
I couldn't care less. This has nothing.
He's averaging 40.
This has nothing to do with that.
This has nothing to do with that.
You guys think he's an MVP candidate? Yes.
Yeah. If he could win the award, yeah.
He's not winning more. So he's hurt. He's probably not be able to.
He won't be able to.
If he's an MVP candidate, and let's assume he's playing in the playoffs. Let's just assume that
he's not.
But let's assume that
second round.
There'd be no excuse for LeBron not to win the finals if he has the MVP on his team.
Well, that's not true.
I wouldn't say no excuse, but if they would lose in the first round, then that's
and so the problem with it is
they'd have to make finals.
Yep. This is exactly what I immediately love excuses. Yeah. Okay, that's all I needed. You guys can move on.
Well, it's not excuses. It's just the segue. It's just a segue you let into. You say I don't even watch the sport.
Watch basketball.
I watch college basketball. A much better product.
I mean, you could say the same about Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Jackson, LeBron is 41 years old.
Scottie never won without him. Young.
Luka has never won without. What are you talking about right now? What are you actually?
Luka's been to the finals.
MJ's never won without Scottie.
One round further than Scottie Pippen. One round further with Scottie Pippen.
Scottie never made it.
Oh my goodness! Luka won a Game 7 against the shit-canned Suns that Scottie Pippen couldn't win. Oh, so sue me.
Well, that's funny. Scottie never did.
You just had to get LeBron.
I was genuinely curious. And then all three of you immediately went to, how do we make an excuse for the guy?
Well, no excuse.
It's not an excuse.
LeBron's 41.
Not an excuse.
I'm just saying, if he's as Hunter did the whole. What was Hunter doing?
And also, it's not like we're talking about Luka's a shoo-in. Hunter just said someone else should win MVP, and I haven't mentioned who a lot of people think is the best player on the planet.
Yeah, but it's also Jackson.
What are you doing?
When Westbrook,
Hunter was doing the bronze belt to the BTA, and so if this is what LeBron's been doing all year, and he's adding the MVP.
Did you even listen to what Hunter said?
I'm confused how they're not title favorites.
Luka is not back until the second round. First of all, you dingbat.
I know. I said. Hey! Don't call me dingbat. I said, assuming he's in the playoffs. If he's not in the playoffs, so be it. That's totally fine. I said, assuming he was.
So Jackson, so let's assume 41 years let's assume. No, Hunter, stop. Let's assume this. Let's assume it's Luka, LeBron, and me, Jake, and Hunter going to play in the NBA playoffs. Should we win it?
Is it?
Let's assume, because we can just assume whatever we want. Let's assume with no context, and that's all we know. Let's just assume. It's just Luka and LeBron, right? And so that's the problem. Is you fail.
That's one of the worst analogies you've ever made because there's still NBA players on that roster.
No, that was a pretty good analogy.
Including Austin Reeves, who, if I'm not mistaken, Austin Reeves is having an unbelievable year.
And where is he right now, Jackson? Oh wait, you don't know because you don't watch the sport.
You have no idea.
Because you don't watch the sport.
How did I know he was having a great year?
Because you just looked it up. I just watched you do your little typing Twitter fingers so you can find out who's on the roster.
He didn't. He occasionally scrolls social media.
Wait, no, hold on. Jackson. So how do you think Austin Reeves will do in the first round of the playoffs with him and Bron?
Well, I don't think he's playing, right?
Is he? Is that a question from you?
No, isn't he hurt for like 6 weeks or something? I'm pretty sure Kyler told me that.
No, I just said it.
I would say the bigger issue with Jack's statement is more of
where did he get hurt?
Achilles tendon. If I'm wrong, I want to get it.
Achilles.
He's out a couple weeks with.
Keep going.
Fractured vertebrae.
Not even
vertebrae. Headache.
Keep going.
Forearm.
Oblique.
Name 5 Lakers players outside of the big 3.
Appendicitis.
5
Embiid.
weeks on appendicitis.
Rui Hachimura. Jake Lavery. Lavondre. Is that who I'm thinking of?
Who did you just say?
Lavondre?
Laravia.
There's 2.
Laravia. Bronny,
embarrassing.
obviously.
Oh my gosh. Get out of here. You don't even
I do think he brings up an interesting point, which I think is that because the
Marcus Smart.
he's also hurt. Because the MVP winner is on the team, that team should then, no excuses, win the championship, which I would disagree with.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying with LeBron James, if he has the MVP as his vocal teammate, that should, in essence, if he's, I'm doing the hunter here.
and if it was
In
Bron
essence, that should make them title favorites. That's all I'm saying.
And if it was Bron in his prime with
If
a
he's in his prime,
roster
he's
constructed,
41 years old.
100%. He's
Not even with
41.
a roster
But I mean,
constructed.
he's been.
If it was LeBron 8 years ago, they are minus 900 to win the finals. But right now, he's
A great
41
point.
years of age, and he's playing against
If
the
9
Thunder, who
years
are one of the
ago would've
greatest teams
been-
assembled.
If you
He's not
dropped
beating
it,
he's not beating the
You
2015
moron!
Warriors.
You moron!
Prime
If-
LeBron with prime Luke does not.
if you dropped this
years?
Luka on 2018 Cavs, that is potentially the greatest series of all time and probably ends in a Cavs win.
Sorry, Carter, can you finish your game, please? Can we get to the last
So
player?
the last player and the player that I would, and now I'm going to preface before I say this player since the last one, SGA is currently like minus 20,000
Yeah,
to win
it's
the
horrible.
It's almost a shoo-in. Is Nikola Jokic. This is who I believe is the best player in the world.
I agree.
This is who I believe is. He's not great defensively, but he's not worse than Shea. He holds his own, and offensively, I believe he is the best player in basketball right now, on all facets of the game. He can shoot it, he can pass it. The offense runs entirely through him. The Nuggets will go as far as he goes, which brings up one of those matchups that's interesting. Like the Nuggets, I think, match up really, really poorly against teams like the Thunder, where they can just rotate and throw a bunch of big bodies against Jokic and just wear on him for a series. Whereas like a team like the Spurs with the Wemby is just completely outmatched OKC this season. But then, and teams like the Lakers, where if Ayton plays solid, could be a problem for a Spurs team who doesn't have a ton of experience with guard play and stuff like that. So I think that's interesting. I think basketball is in a really good spot at the NBA level. Everyone and their mother apparently just got home in my house, so I'm going to pass this off. But someone talk about the East specifically and how, because there's a lot of parity in the West, but the East is completely different, right?
I guess I'll start us off with the East. I will say I watch a good amount of basketball. I'm going to start with our hometown team. This is probably the lowest I've been on a Cavs team in a while. And it all stems from I will always hate James Harden. And he's on the team, so I'm going to try to have an open mind. But this is probably the lowest I've been in a long time. Mostly because we couldn't stop a nosebleed. And I don't see a way where we can start getting stops against a Boston. Or even again, the Pistons are not going to be great, but I think there's a 0% chance we beat a Boston team. Or as much I don't believe in the Knicks, I don't think we can beat the Knicks. And I think it's going to be so sad because I hate Boston. I think Boston's by far the front runner.
I agree with everything you just said. I've been saying it since the deadline.
I think the Cavs don't win it. If the Cavs don't, then I hope the Pistons can maybe try to beat out the Pistons or beat out the Knicks and the Celtics. But I think we're gonna see a Celtics Cavs Eastern Conference Finals. Thank you for the emoji, Jackson. And I think the Celtics will destroy. They're a better coach team. They do offensively and defensively. They're proven, and I still don't think the Cavs know what their best lineup is. Like if we needed 5 players for 8 minutes to win us a championship, I think we would have no idea who the top 5 is.
I agree.
Mobley or Allen should have been traded a while. One of them should have been traded a
I
while ago.
agree.
And holding on to this, they have to play together. They don't work, and it stinks because I love playoff basketball. And I love when the Cavs are good in playoff basketball, or at least when they make it. But I don't. I think it's such a Celtics are going to win it, and that really pissed me off because I hate Boston.
Is there any team in the East that you guys feel can compete with the winner of the West? Is it Boston and no one else?
Yeah, only Boston for me. Can actually make it.
That could beat them. I only think it's
No.
Boston. I won't even
No.
favor Boston in a series.
Hell no.
What do you mean no?
No one. The West is destroying the East this year.
What is destroy? Like would you say
Boston?
would you say
Even
a 6-game series win over Boston is a destroying?
5. I would say 5, maybe a convincing 6.
You think it's 5?
Yeah. I think it's 5-6.
No matter who,
who
it
so
is
dominant.
out of the
Don't
West.
Matter. Give me top 6 to
If
7.
it's Boston, Denver, I think that'll go 6. And I think Denver. Well, I guess I'll save that for when we actually talk about the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, that'll be a conversation we get into more. Obviously, as some of the play-ins fill out, because there's
before I'm assuming we're probably gonna end it
craziness.
here, and then probably end it here. I will say, I'll talk more about them when we get to the playoffs because I think they're gonna make it. But I will be talking about my Charlotte Hornets here soon, and that makes me excited. Because I will be, once they make the playoffs, I do have a text that it will be. I hope it's gonna be right here above my screen to show my proof of my belief in the Hornets preseason. Yes, Hunter.
Closing thoughts, go.
Can we talk very briefly about the guards? Jack, you can take this one.
I love baseball. I'm so excited the Guardians are back. This is an exciting roster. It's kind of exciting because it's the first year that there's some real continuity on the team. And where there's not continuity, it looks like you got 2 better players. So you lose Gabriel Arias, you replace him with Juan Brito, who's been spectacular since his MLB debut. And then we've never had a right fielder ever. And all of a sudden we get this beautiful young man, Chase DeLauter, who all of a sudden is our best power hitting outfielder since, I don't even know. Oh, he's much
Brantley's the last one
better.
to get 20. But
I mean,
he's
it's
He's
awesome.
hitting more like Hanley.
I know. I mean, he's 5 home runs in the first 2 weeks of the season. DeLauter looks spectacular. And the best part is the Guardians, through their first 4 series, they've won 3 of their first 4 series, and Jose Ramirez has been horrible, and that's okay. And I'll say this, PSA to all Guardians fans, you can never be mad at Jose Ramirez for anything. He shouldn't even be on the team, okay? Every at-bat, every moment we just get to see him as a bonus moment, okay? Because our owners are awful. So take that in mind. Also, Jose's going to be hitting 300 in about a month. He always does. This is a very exciting year for the Guardians. Pitching staff looks great.
I agree.
Big Rig looks great. Bivey looks horrible, but we knew he was going to look horrible. Parker looks fantastic. Cantillo looks good. Slade, I think, looks good. Tough night tonight against the Braves, but I like Slade. Get Gaddis back in the bullpen. Kate Smith tightens it up. I think there's a very good Guardians team. It's hard to win the division. I think this will be 3 years in a row or 4 of the last 5 years. But, I mean, it's them or the Tigers. It's a good ball club this year, and I'm hoping at the deadline they make a move to just add a little bit more to the lineup. But yeah, very very exciting team. It's great that baseball's back. The best sport ever, and it should be an exciting season.
Jackson, that was an incredible 3-minute synopsis.
Yes, I would agree, Jackson. Any other closing thoughts before Jacob tucks us in?
Tuck us in,
I got
Jacob.
2 things.
Jacob, tuck us in.
Shut up. For baseball, Talking Baseball podcast comes out twice a week. Absolutely phenomenal. Jackson, I think you'd love it. Very well. It's the same people that does, the dude that does like the breakdowns of like
breakdowns, yeah, John Boy.
So they have the other 2 people. They talk baseball. They break down like every series. Phenomenal. And it's really got me back to like fully back into baseball these past 2 years, which is awesome. I'm going to end with a question here. You have 24 hours. You can either take $100,000 or part two, you can take $5 million. However, you have to eat 360 Oreos in 24 hours. For instance, 36 per pack, that's 10 packs of Oreos. If you throw up, you don't get the $5 million.
I could do that from
Let
sun
that
up to
sit.
sundown.
We will answer that for the next episode. But I want, for our listeners, drop it down in the comments if you think you could do that challenge.
20,000 calories.
All right. Thanks for listening. We'll see you later.